All right.
Kamari Lassiter, let's get into it. 84.3 defensive grade this season, 16th in college football amongst cornerbacks. Big improvement from his 65.7 grade in his sophomore season, which had him at number 96 in the nation. 37.5% of his targets ended in receptions, tied fourth. 40.7 snaps per reception in man coverage, 7th. And he also had a 39.6 passer rating allowed. 0 touchdowns on 394 coverage snaps this year. He has improved with each season at Georgia and has blossomed into one of the best DB prospects in this class. But how do his traits translate to the NFL, and what will his value be come draft time? Let's take a look at the film. Physical competitor Kamari is a tough football player who likes to play physical. This is one of the big differences when comparing his sophomore film to his junior season. He uses his hands more now. 3rd and 10 here versus Florida. Lassiter is pressed up against a big target. He doesn't back down. Footwork is smooth. Doesn't open up too early. Gets his hands on the shoulder. Good play strength to slow down the receiver. Plays through the body to disrupt this pass. Textbook stuff in a big moment. Lined up in man coverage again. Soft press look, and he has help from the safety inside. He uses his leverage. I like his anticipation and reactive quickness at the top of the route. Receiver tries to push off, but Kamari is strong and balanced and also has the speed to cover this across the field. Off the bat, you can see that he has NFL level size and speed. 3rd down 1v1 fade, this time versus another talented prospect in Xavier Legette. Similar coverage as the last play. You'll see here that Xavier doesn't have the lateral movement to test a guy like Kamari. Legette fakes the inside release and then tries to bully Lassiter back outside, but the corner stays disciplined and has the strength to fight with big Legette. A few plays before, we have a similar matchup, this time tight to the formation. Legette tries to duck his shoulder and explode up the field, but it doesn't work as Lassiter reacts quickly with his feet and gets his hands on him. He holds him a bit down the field, but does well to keep it subtle. If you're going to play physical as a corner, you got to get handsy sometimes, but just don't be egregious with it, and Kamari does a good job of that. Especially going up against a receiver like this, there's going to be a lot of tussling and grabbing, and the aggressiveness translates to tackling as well. His 79.9 tackling grade ranked in the top 40 for corners. Slot receiver motions over to the weak side, which hints to the defense that this is a screen. Lassiter flies off the snap and blows this play up. This is the kind of thing you want to see from a defender. Vicious effort. Now ball skills. 3rd down versus Legette again. Kamari fared well against the big receiver. He allows the outside release and plays a bit of an underneath trail coverage with help over the top. Gets put in an awkward spot with this route, but does a great job of timing his attack and playing through the receiver while also turning his head to help prevent a pass interference call. He did everything he could in a tough situation and made the play. Lined up an off man here in this too high safety look, and Kamari can produce from various alignments. His shadowing of Legette in this game was really impressive. The constant speed threat didn't really affect him, and he anticipated the routes well, as he shows an example on this play. He's playing inside leverage, so he knows that he'll have to drive on an outbreaking route, which he does, stays on the receiver's hip the entire time and shuts down another passing play. Zone. Cover 2 look from Georgia. Lassiter is responsible for sinking back and watching for the 7 route while also reading and reacting to anything underneath. Underneath out route comes in from the tight end and the outside receiver comes over the top on a corner. So this route concept is testing Lassiter's discipline. He stays low on the tight end but is watching the quarterback's eyes and breaks off late to the high route and is in perfect position to break on the pass, but the QB gets sacked. Great technique, though, from Kamari, and he probably would have got a pick there if the O-line held up. Overall, Lassiter's film was impressive. His 2022 film was underwhelming for me, so to see a big jump from him this year was a great sign. He reminds me a bit of Chardavius Ward. Not the greatest athlete, doesn't have the longest arms, but he is physical, competitive, and doesn't back down to any receiver. He can play various alignments, does his best work against bigger receivers. He's good in man coverage, has patient feet, anticipates breaks, shoots his hands well. He stays physical throughout routes and takes no snaps off. In zone, he reads the QB's eyes and has great transition quickness. He's got very good ball skills, gets his head turned around and times his pass breakups well. He's got average size and fairly average athleticism compared to other starting NFL corners. The name of his game is Physicality, but he still has room to improve with his press, and I hope to see more true press snaps. He also played with safety help often at Georgia, which allowed him to take more risks underneath. That's a luxury that not every team can offer. I think he can start in the NFL and be productive. Based off what I've seen, he probably won't be CB1, but I could see him possibly sneaking into the first round. He's got late first talent. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think about him in the comments and who I should look at next. That's all from me, and I'm out.